Welcome to Riverside Tai Chi. This is Sifu Jesse Powell coming to you from the heart of New York City. And I just wanted to touch on a debate that's been going on for a long time now. It's the debate of internal Kung Fu versus external Kung Fu, or soft styles versus hard styles. This has been a long time debate, and it's basically about whether internal Kung Fu is better than external Kung Fu, or external Kung Fu is better than internal Kung Fu. To me, it's just a matter of choice. It depends on what type of style suits you best, what type of techniques work for you. Now, the problem is that there's always an external stylist who wants to totally discount internal Kung Fu. Basically, they seem to insinuate that it doesn't exist. There's no difference between internal Kung Fu and external Kung Fu, which in my experience is not true. There's a very big difference between internal training and external training. We're not even going to touch on the subject of Qi. Some people don't believe in Qi, so we're going to leave that out of the picture altogether. Let's just talk about body mechanics. In internal Kung Fu, one of the arguments is that we claim that there's no muscle involved. Now, you have to understand what that means. When we say there's no muscle involved, it doesn't mean that your body doesn't have any muscles and nothing's holding you up and all this kind of stuff. Yes, your muscles are involved. They're engaged as you stand, as you walk, as you move. They're engaged. But the key to internal martial arts is to try to relax the muscles as much as possible. You don't want to focus on muscular contraction to get the power issued into your opponent. You want to use your joints. The joints act as gears. So there's a big difference right there between internal Kung Fu and external Kung Fu. It's very relaxed, and all the joints move in sequence to create full body power. So it's not a muscular tension or contraction that's producing this power. Of course, they work with the body, they exist. It's not that it's some fantasy thing, you know, that these muscles don't exist. They just play less of a part in the physical execution of techniques and issuing of power. So, that being said, people shouldn't just discount other styles and try and discourage people from practicing something that they may be interested in. You know, a lot of new people would hear these things that a lot of external stylists say and think that it's fake, think that the styles cannot be powerful, or that they're trying to preach some hocus pocus to you and pull the wool over your eyes. Not to say that there's not a lot of people that do that, that do try and turn internal Kung Fu into some magic mumbo jumbo type stuff. I want to stay away from those people. But there are people here in New York, here in, you know, and in other states that know how to use their internal principles. They know how to use the body alignment and can produce a lot of power with less muscular contraction. So look for those teachers, seek those teachers out, read more, study more. A lot of times people want to quote Bruce Lee and say, use whatever he said. I don't know the direct quote, but cut out whatever's not useful and use what works for you, basically. I mean, that's really bad paraphrasing, but that is true in a sense. But in the terms of internal Kung Fu, there's a lot of difficult practices. The basic standing, the very first thing you learn how to do, is extremely difficult to a lot of people. Does that mean you shouldn't stand? That's the basis of your power structure right there. That's the basis of your alignment, structure, opening the joints, all the things that are going to give you success in internal martial arts come from the standing practices. If it's just because it's difficult or taking you a long time to learn, doesn't mean you should cut it out. You should get rid of it. It doesn't mean that. It means that you need to work harder at it, or relax more, maybe not work so hard, and relax and take the time to practice and feel these things that your teacher's telling you. Feel the joint opening, sit into the quad, let the sacrum drop, let the diaphragm drop inside your body, so that you get more air into your lungs, you get more breathing ability. All these happen with time. It takes time. You're not just gonna, poof, and these things are gonna happen. So take your time, practice, feel inside your body, and really consider both sides of the coin. Doesn't mean that internal is better than external. In reality, they both come together after a long period of time. Internal becomes more external, and external becomes more internal, and they meet right in the middle after a certain amount of time and practice. Time and practice, that's the key. So if you're an internal stylist only or mainly, try not to be so judgmental about internal stylists, and try not to discourage people from wanting to practice internal Kung Fu, because it does exist. Real teachers will present it in a way that it's not, fantasy land stuff. So, we're all brothers in Kung Fu. Keep that in mind and try to encourage people to follow the right path, and follow the path successfully that they want to go down. So let's work together. I have plenty of external Kung Fu brothers out there, and they're fantastic. They're amazing. They have amazing skill. So I would never try to discourage somebody who wanted to do external martial arts. Even though I'm a big fan of internal Kung Fu, I wouldn't discourage somebody from taking that path. So with that being said, let's all get together. Let's be on one accord. Train smart, train well. Talk to you soon.